Thank you for participating tonight. We will now begin with an opening statement from Coach Seffield and then go to questions. Use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. When you are called on for your question, please state your name and affiliation first. Coach, please give us a brief opening statement and then we will go to questions.
It's certainly not the outcome that we were hoping for, but truthfully, I couldn't be more proud of our team and our fighting spirit. I thought it was an epic match. I thought both teams were doing a lot of things at a really high level. Thought that we showed our heart there to come back in the third, and certainly proud of this team. And it's been a long year and a half, and these guys have stayed with it the entire time. They left it all out there, and that's one of the things we talked about. Is if somebody's going to beat us, they're going to have to be on top of their game, playing pretty well. And I thought Texas was awfully good tonight.
Thank you. Now we will go to questions from the media. Use the raise hand function to indicate you want to ask a question. When called upon, please state your name and affiliation first. Our first question is from Dennis. Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
I think you're still muted, Dennis.
Now I think I'm unmuted. You've been through a lot with so many of those kids over a number of years. What was the last few minutes like in that locker room?
I mean, it's always hard in the locker room afterwards. I mean, it's you have a dream and a goal and that you put everything into, and to fall a little bit short, that's it really doesn't matter. There's nothing I can say to take the pain away. It was pretty short and brief, and I thanked them. I mean, I really enjoyed coaching this group. They gave me everything they had, and that's all that you asked for.
Our next question is from Kirk. So Kirk, if you would like to unmute yourself and ask your question, you can do so now.
Yeah, Coach, congratulations on the season. Obviously, Texas has, that great front line with a lot of great attackers, but yeah. I wonder if you could speak to some of their supporting cast, like their setter, Jenna Gabriel and Iosha, that more of their contributing parts.
I mean, there's Iosha's fighting spirit is on full display out there. Every time it looked like there was a serve coming to her, she's over there just doing one of these things, and wanting the ball, and that's great players want the ball at them in big moments. I think Gabriel does a really good job. She gets the ball, and she seems like she's really improved as the season has gone on. I think her location, especially with her quick hitters, seemed to get a little bit better. I thought Jared did a really nice job of developing the depth of his team, using the fall and using the spring, that whole time of being able to work through different lineups and develop some depth, and that might not have been on display here tonight necessarily. With there weren't a whole lot of bench players that were coming in over there, but certainly that had to help his practice gym along the way. There's a lot of talent there. There's, Butler took some pretty big time swings. Eggleston is as good as anybody in the college game. Fields has really developed really nicely on the left. It's I don't know. There you have it.
Thank you, Coach.
Welcome.
Our next question is from Lincoln Arneal. Lincoln, you can unmute yourself now and ask your question.
Kelly, Texas only had 2 ace serves, but how much did their service game throw you off with what you were trying to do offensively?
Yeah, both teams were putting a lot of pressure on the service, behind the service line. I think both teams were pretty darn close to identical with what they passed tonight. We might have actually been even a tad bit higher than them the last time I looked, but it was. I mean, it was constant pressure. But I thought our kids did a really good job with it. I thought Lauren Barnes was fantastic tonight for us. I thought she was really, really good in a lot of phases of the game. But we knew Texas served well, and they did.
How well did Devin play in swinging for a freshman to step up in her first Final Four match to kind of step up and really carry the load offensively? How well did she play in your eyes?
Oh, I thought, Devin had a warrior spirit out there, and that's kind of what that's who she is. She doesn't flinch. She's not scared of big moments. She's got a great future. I'm super excited about her future. I'm really excited about the progression that Devin has made. She's been a middle her whole life, and that's a different deal when you're just running quicks all the time versus taking a big load out of system and going up and taking big swings when there's a block waiting for you. So, I thought she was great tonight.
Thanks.
If you have any more questions for Coach Seffield, please use the raise hand function now. All right. Thank you, Coach, for your time tonight.
Thank you.
We will be joined momentarily by student athlete Sydney Hilly. So please use this time to raise or lower your hand as necessary. We are now joined by Sydney Hilly. Use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. When you are called on for your question, please state your name and affiliation first. Our first question is from Dennis Punzel, so please unmute yourself now and we'll have you ask your question.
I said, it seemed like you were fighting uphill all night long. How would you just rate the performance and the way you guys played and what you were up against?
Yeah, Texas is a very talented team. We knew that going in. But I thought I really liked our fighting spirit. There was never a time when we gave up or we stopped believing in ourselves, even when we were down by quite a few points. We just kept talking about chipping away, being fearless, and being together in it. And I thought that we never gave up that fighting spirit, and that's something that's really special about our team is we will never give up. So I love that out of us, and we stayed aggressive. But again, Texas is a really good team, and they gave it their best, and ours just wasn't good enough tonight.
Our next question is from Kirk. Kirk, if you would like to unmute yourself and ask your question, you can do so now.
Sydney, I don't imagine y'all hit 220 as a team very much this season. Was Texas defense the difference? The ball just kept coming back?
Yeah, I think when you get into Final Four games, Elite Eight games, you're never really going to be hitting like 400, 300 like we're used to. We knew it's going to be a battle, and Texas has a great block, and they got a great backcourt, so we knew that we were going to get a lot of swings, and we were going to have to be smart with them, hit high, put in good shots. So that's what we tried to do. And again, like I said, when you get into those matches, you're not expecting to hit 300. You're expecting to go in and fight, and I thought we did a good job of that.
Was it kind of hard to probe them for weakness because they are such a complete team, Sydney?
Yeah, there's not a ton of blocking weaknesses, not a ton of backcourt defenses. So when you're going up there, you just got to be aggressive and chip away and take great swings over and over again. And transition is something that we've really worked on this whole season, and I thought we did a great job of coming back, digging, and taking good swings right back at them.
And lastly, what did they do to kind of negate Dana tonight?
Well, I think their aggressive serves kind of took us out of system a little bit. And Logan Eggleston is a really good blocker over there, so there were times when I wasn't trying to force the ball over there if the passes were off the net. But we had other players who were ready to take big swings, and I thought our passers did a great job battling some tough serves tonight.
Thank you.
Our next question is from Lincoln Arneal. Lincoln, you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Sydney, how proud were you of the fight the team showed in that third set? You fall down early, but you end up coming back and taking the lead and just couldn't pull off those last final points. But what kind of fight did you see from your teammates in the third set?
Yeah, I think going into a timeout when we were down by a lot, we talked about every server go back and win 1 point for the team, go on 1 point run with your serve. And I thought we did a great job of just chipping away, staying in the moment, not being fearful of anything, trying to be where our feet are. And I think that's what got us back in that game, and we were really close, and we just didn't finish it off tonight.
Everything you've been through this year with these long extended pause, no action in the fall, I mean, to reach this point too, what is the feeling, the mood that you have right now, what you accomplished?
Yeah, I'm trying not to hang my head too much. I thought what we did this season was pretty incredible. A lot of challenges, facing a lot of adversity. I thought this group of girls, like, seriously, they put everything into this year. And that's what makes it really hard when you're all in and you're putting your heart and soul into it and making a lot of sacrifices, and then you just come up a little bit short. But there's no group I'd rather be going through a year like this with, and I'm really proud of the way we handled everything this year, and I love everyone in the Wisconsin volleyball program. I can't explain that enough.
Thank you.
If we have any more questions for Sydney, please use the raise hand function now. All right, thank you, Sydney, for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you all for participating tonight in Wisconsin's press conference. You can find a recording of this press conference in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at www.ncaa.veritone.com. Thank you again for joining.